All right, let's talk about Hillary Clinton. She is still taking jabs at President Trump as she makes the rounds in post-election speeches. This one here in New York.
I've traveled around the world talking and making speeches and meeting with people. There's a lot of confusion and concern about what's happening in our country. It's even worse than I thought it was going to be, and I thought it was going to be bad.
But are her comments hurting Democrats leading up to the midterms? Here to debate this is Republican strategist. You have Kimberly Klacik, and then we have radio talk show host Jamila Bey. Great to see both of you. Thank you for joining us.
Good morning.
Good morning. So, Jamila, I'll start with you as a Democrat. Do you think it's hurting the Democratic Party the more she goes out and blames other people and continues to talk?
Absolutely not. Here's the thing, and Democrats and Republicans ignore this at the peril of what is going to come in November. American women right now are having a political moment unparalleled in history. They want to hear Hillary Clinton speak. She's going to have this lecture circuit thing coming out of her book, out of her campaign. And if the focus is on, well, why does she keep talking? Why doesn't she just go away, as opposed to what can we learn from what American women voters are demanding? Either side could lose. This is a toss-up for GOP and Democrats in the fall. And again, to one's peril, do they ignore the role that women are going to play in the shaping of this country's political future out of these midterms?
Kimberly, what do you think? Do you think it's going to hurt the next election cycle?
I'm not so sure about hurting it, but I would like to say that I agree. I think women are having a profound, proud moment right now. And when she makes comments such as, men tell women what to think, men tell women how to vote, in a time where she even admitted to herself that she accelerated the Me Too movement and how women are speaking out now. And here she is making these sexist comments. People are speaking out. I find it fascinating that she actually admits, that here we've got women doing what they want to do and speaking out against it, but then she's also telling women that they're listening to their men on the side. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, Jamila, she brings up an excellent point, because listen, we can all understand she is a woman. She came very close to winning the presidency of the United States of America. All women around the world or country can applaud her for that. Many Republicans will say they want a woman to be president. They just didn't want her to be president. They want the right woman to be president. But don't you think, I mean, I understand she needs to make a living. She probably gets paid a lot of money for each of these speeches, and people want to hear what she has to say. But what if she changes the narrative? If she did that, Jamila, instead of playing the blame game and made it more of a positive message for women, don't you think that would suit her better?
When we look at the language around the Clinton candidacy, when we look at the attacks levied against Hillary Clinton, you have to be honest and admit that a lot of those were sexist attacks. A lot of those came out of a place that we would never see and have never seen being directed at a man. The fact that she chooses to speak about that isn't her changing a narrative in any way. She's simply rehashing what already happened.
But don't you think she was the one who was sexist when she says that women vote the way their husbands tell them to? That
I think
people who are...
that's a statistical reality. Women tend to vote along the lines of the men they live with. Perhaps it's because people who think politically alike get married. I don't know. But I again think that I got to point out, you're missing the forest for the trees here. Hillary Clinton rehashing what already happened is not advancing anything. Look at what's happening with the young women around her. Look at what's happening with the number of women who are running for office this fall, and certainly look at the future of what's going to come in terms of women who feel empowered to make it right, because Hillary didn't win.
Kimberly, I'll give you the last word.
I think I have to agree. People probably do get married because they have the same political views. But how about maybe the woman is the one that has the political view and the man follows her? That could be going on in someone's home, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, I hope so.
Yes, definitely. I think what we're witnessing, honestly, Ainsley, is the most self-absorbed woman of our time. Obama ran on hope and change. President Trump ran on making America great again. And Hillary ran on I'm with her, because it's all about her.
All right, ladies, thank you for being with us. Kimberly and Jamila, we appreciate it. Have a good day.